Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Tomasz and today we will talk about staccato and legato action in tango. Enjoy! Let's first start with what is staccato and legato action. So staccato, translated from Italian, means detached. So what it means in music, that it's performed with each note sharply detached or separated from the others. And legato translates from Italian as bound together, and it means to perform in a smooth and flowing manner without breaks between the notes. So what it means in simple words, that staccato is very sharp and detached, and legato is continuous and blended together. So what we have to understand before applying staccato or legato action, we have to understand what do we apply it on. So we have to know exactly which body action or feet action, leg action, we apply the legato or staccato action to create the result we want to see. Not everything in your body will be in staccato or legato way. For example, you might have still staccato action, but your body weight transfer will be still smooth, and that will never change. So both staccato and legato action apply to three major points or body parts in ballroom dancing, in tango. So number one, it will be our head, which is generally the most visible. Number two, it will be the turn or placing of our feet, which is also very visible. And number three, it will be the very sharp and stopped or not stopped continuous, because it can be legato, body rotation. And we will today try to concentrate on only those three body parts, performing those very specific actions in certain way. Let's start with the head. And if you want to see the full video about the head change, please see the link in the description below. The technique of your head change, whether it's legato or staccato action, will not really change. What will change is the dynamics of the execution. So your head will still be turning around the common axis that is your spine. We still want to maintain the posture. We still want to start at 10 and finish at 2 o'clock, or start at 2 o'clock and finish at 10 o'clock. All those things are similar. What is the difference is the dynamics of the execution. So now, in general, when we talk about the legato action in the head change, we will do it smoothly from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock and from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. We will try to feel the whole time we have. So for example, if we have two slows to change the head, we will start on the first slow and continue and finish in the end of the second slow. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you want to go the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, when we talk about the staccato action, it's the detached and sharp motion. What we want to do is still start at 2 o'clock and finish at 10 o'clock, but we want to do it as sharp as possible, and we want to make it as stopped in the end as possible. Which means that if I count again into 4 beats, I will not go 1, 2, 3, 4. I would go 1, 2, 3, 4. I will wait just to show the monumental stillness. The second major body part we'll go to are the feet. And now, as simple as that goes, again, the feet can be placed in the legato way, which means the very slow and continuous, and many people describe it as the walking of a cat or a tiger, right? Or we can do it in a very staccato way, which means it's placed and stopped. And that's very important. To demonstrate, we will do a very simple exercise just to make you understand how can it be done in tango. I will stand sideways. I will put my arms to the side, I will be quite low because it's tango, and now I will pick up my left foot up and place it forward and backward in a very smooth and continuous legato way, or I can place it front and back in a very sharp staccato way. Now, if we count it, so we actually make an exercise out of it, and we try to, in a legato way, cover one slow as one foot movement forward and then one movement backward, the foot in the legato way will never actually stop. So if I start going forward, it will be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So the foot will be picked up and placed in a very continuous way in front and back. Now the same thing applied in staccato way. We will try to place the foot on 1 as sharply as possible and then wait out for 2. I will again pick it up just in the last possible moment to make it on time on 1. So the longer you hold it, the faster you will have to move it in order to still be on time. So again, I will pick it up and place it on 1, so it will be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now please notice that through the entire exercise, I try to maintain the whole upper part, including my standing leg, as calm as possible. The staccato and legato motion in your feet only apply on your moving foot. So the standing leg will be always continuous because the body weight transfer has to be continuous. As I mentioned before, you don't only place your feet, but we can also rotate and swivel them very quickly as well. In the same example as the head, I can swivel my feet very continuously and smoothly, or I can do it very sharply and wait out. Sharply, wait out, sharply, wait out. And that will be very useful, especially to the followers opening to promenades in all the links or 5 steps. And of course, we can do the same exercise. So if we count to 2, we can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, or we can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Of course, in actual dancing, we will most usually turn on one of the feet, not both of them. Now, the last body part that is really visible to use staccato or legato action is your upper part, so the body rotation. Now, it's very important to understand that as a couple, very often we will be just turning smoothly around, but we also want to accent it sometimes. For example, in the progressive link, we can either open very smoothly to the promenade, or we can apply that body rotation, especially for the leaders, in a very sharp and stopped way. And that's very important to understand. When it comes to feet and head, it's actually very easy because those are quite small body parts to coordinate. When it comes to upper body, it's really big and heavy, so it's sometimes very difficult to stop very easily. So many students that we have, they start very nicely and they do it very sharply, but they cannot just make it stop in the end. So for example, in a staccato way, we would go stop and then it will drift a little. And again, it will go sharply and then drift a little. And again, sharply and then drift a little, which we don't really want to see because it ruins the whole sharp action. So what we want to do, again, we want to be as sharp as possible, but only if we can stop it exactly in the end. So I will be sharp and stop, sharp and stop, and sharp and stop. And if I move even a little, it will ruin the whole result. Also, please remember, which is very important, especially for the leaders, that sharp doesn't mean more. It means precisely the same amount of rotation in your body, but just done in a very fast way. What we see very often, that the leaders get carried away with the sharpness and then suddenly overturn a lot, which makes it very difficult for the followers. So you have to really know the angles you want to create from your body rotation, and whether you will do it in legato or staccato way, it doesn't change the amount of turn you will create. Because remember, the amount of turn is a necessity for the follower to actually open to promenade or follow you around in the room. Just to sum up the video and maybe mention a few important points, please remember that staccato and legato actions are describing the dynamics of the movement of the motion. They don't describe where it applies and how it applies. It's just what's the type of movement it is. The last thing I will say is that creating staccato action in any of those body parts is very important, and as important is to keep all the rest of the body still. If I want to show that my head is really sharp from A to B, the last thing I want is to also move all the rest of my body in the same time. So for example, if I do that, it might be much less visible to do the head than when I just do that, right? And that's just an example with the arms. It doesn't matter where they are at the moment, but it's very important to be able to separate that particular body part, whether that's your feet, whether that's your body rotation, or whether that's your head, just separate it. And please remember that sometimes they all work in the same time, so I can turn my body and my head and my feet sharply. Sometimes I will turn only my feet and head very often. Sometimes I will just turn my body. So you have to really remember and know in which body part you're trying to create that rhythm. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to check out our online technique classes. There will be a link in the description below. As always, if you like the video, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.